Alright, so what is good, everybody? This is of course your boy B, Bullet RC, coming to y'all again with yet another and yes, you read that title right once again. The shoes are right there in the back, okay, up top this time. Y'all know what I need you to do, just give me 1 second. Blam! Yes, they are here in the stew, coming out on May 20th very soon. I already dropped. Y'all let me know if you hit or you pass. Listen, this is the Spider-Man, the next chapter, the Across the Spider-Verse, all that, Air Jordan 1, and this is the box. But before we get into these right here, we cannot forget, y'all know who it is. Listen, it's the real MVP, the Choir Stand. Again, these are gonna be dropping on May 20th for a retail, a heftier retail, $20 above, regular 180, 200. And I think some of us might have been a little bit wrong on this shoe. Of course, we're gonna have the B-roll, the on-feet, all that, but this is a lot better shoe than what was initially shown off in some of those first leaked images. In hand, this shoe is way better than any of those images ever looked. And I did see that this shoe should be a GR, but when I checked to see if any of my local Foot Lockers or Hibbets got this shoe, none of them did. So I guess it's a somewhat limited GR. I don't know. There should be a good amount of pairs of them, but I still think that these are going to sell out even with that extra $200 retail price. And remember, make sure you drop a like on this bid, finesse the bell, and sub up if you haven't already. What are you doing? As far as sizing on these, I would tell you to go true to size with my true size 12, and they fit just fine, just like any other Jordan 1, even though the materials on this one are a lot better than a regular Jordan 1, I would say. And remember, I'm no expert, but that's just how it's feeling. First off, let's get into the box. Unfortunately, no special box, just a black and red Nike box. I really wish they would have done an extra box with these and some extra laces. You guys are gonna see that I have white laces in my left shoe, and that is not included in the box. They only come with the black laces laced up inside. But I wanted to do a lace swap similar to what I would do with a Chicago one, so I put the white laces in the left shoe. Now, as far as the size and label, the official colorway on these is Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG SP Special Projects University Red and Black. Again, got mine in my true size 12, and there are a ton of good little details on this shoe, some of which I think people didn't like or didn't like at first, and some other people really did appreciate those extra little details all around the shoe. The original origin story, Spider-Man 1, was basically a Chicago with the webbing with some extra little blue hits here and there, but overall it was a Chicago 1, and at that time we did not have the Chicago since back in 2015, so it was a little bit different. This year, with the Lost and Founds just dropping, then restocking again, I think people are looking at this shoe a little bit differently because we already have a somewhat Chicago, or close as we can get to a Chicago with that Lost and Found, and then you come in with these, really just switching up a lot of different materials, kind of crazy comic paneling going all around. And I can see how some people might not have been feeling that at first, but we might have been wrong just a little bit, but we'll get to it. Now, first off, let's start at the bottom. Yes, these do have an all over red translucent outsole, and it does glow. And I actually like the glow. It's almost like a shimmery white glow, and you do need like some heavy sunlight to get this shoe to glow. I usually could just use my iPhone camera, like the flashlight from that, and get it to glow, but it took a lot. So in my experience, it takes a lot of light. You definitely need some outside light or a big heavy duty flashlight to really get these joints to glow right here. Now, as we jump to the midsole, you can still see that red translucent outsole peeking through, but you also have that sail midsole going all the way around the shoe. And as we get to the upper, this is where we start to have a little fun and really make it different from a Chicago or that original origin story. Towards the front of the toe, you get a nice red leather. Then behind that, it feels like a suede. Then this kind of aged, almost textured looking nubuck back here, or like crazy leather back here. You also have a patent leather up here near the eyelets, and then if you switch to the other side, they kind of flip that, where you get that nubuck up top and that patent leather down low. And then also on the toe box, you get a nice white leather. And again, the leather on these, I've already put them on one time just for the on feet, and they did start to crease up a little bit, so it's gonna be an easy to crease shoe, but again, it's a 1, so you look good even creased. Just the feeling of this shoe, and especially for $200, they should be better than the $180 Jordan 1. You know, materials seem to be pretty much on point, and craftsmanship doesn't really seem to be any problems with my pair either. Now, where I think people are gonna have the biggest problem with this shoe is up here on the eyelets and around your ankle. Up here, you kind of get this comic book, kind of pop art, kind of glitchy kind of effect from the movie, the glitch effect from the movie with some of the different Spider-Men or Spider-Women jumping through different dimensions and everything. But it also reminds me of just comic book strips and comic book paneling. And I think that is the part that people might not like, because when you put these joints on with pants, you're not even gonna see that. With pants on, these are gonna cover most of that paneling print, that comic book print, I'm gonna call it that for right now. And you only get this a little bit down here on the eyelets. And to me, for the shoe, it makes total sense. These are way louder, way more comic book, way more straight out of the film for this shoe versus the origin story, which was, but it was way more subdued, way more, you know, calm. This one, they going real crazy with it, and I like that take of trying to actually switch up the one. I feel like a lot of times recently, we get so many pairs of ones, people get tired of them, they say, oh, it's another one, they just switched the colorway, blase, blase. Then you get these joints right here where they really try to do something different, albeit with a base Chicago colorway, but they try to do something different, and then you start to hear the chirps of, oh, they trash, they this, they that. Listen, I think some people are gonna regret not copping this shoe, especially right now. I will say that if you're under a size like 10.5, you should be kind of okay. Hopefully you can get your shoe. But I think that these are gonna be reselling right after the drop between $260 and $300, because if I was to go buy a size 12 right now, one day before the release, it would cost me $300 after the fees. I think actually $305 once again, just like the Thunder 4s after the fees. And I feel like the same thing is gonna happen with these, bro. So be a lot of people saying they passed and they don't want them, they're not gonna cop. And then next thing you know, they're gonna end up with a pair because the shoe ain't bad. And another unique detail to this Jordan 1 right here is that on the tongue, the Nike Air doesn't actually wrap around to the back. The Nike Air tab doesn't wrap to the back. It's only on the front of the tongue. And weirdly enough, this tongue is like super stiff. It's kind of hard to show that in camera, but it usually be a little bit more squishy. This joint is like, it's like you see, it's not even doing nothing, bro. It's like a super stiff tongue. That's a weird little specific detail that anyone that owns J1s, when you get these, you'll be like, why is the tongue like, why is the tongue so stiff on these? Another detail I really like on these is that on the swoosh, you guys can see the swoosh is actually kind of, not exactly iridescent, but it kind of almost has like this prism effect to it. And that also is up here on the ankle collar, and that wraps around the shoe. I gotta tell y'all, bro, I know they weren't looking good. I know you said that they was trash, but it is okay. It's okay to change your opinion on the shoe. The internet might tell you different, but I can't hate on the shoe at all. I don't think these are bad, and these are nowhere near trash to me. Could I have done with a special box and some extra laces for that $200? For sure. But how it's looking right now, you're not gonna get these for under retail, especially after the fees on the secondhand market. So if you want this shoe, go for it now. Watch those prices, because we know what happened with the original Jordan 1. The origin story joints, listen, them joints just went up and up and up. It just took them some time. Y'all let me know if you're copping, you like the white lace swap on these, and were you wrong, okay? Did you change your mind on these? Because I will say in person and on feet, these joints is hit. Make sure you drop a like on this bit, finesse the bell, and sub up as well. If you haven't, what are you doing? New videos on the way. Toro 6 review up next. And I'm gonna see y'all on the next one. Enjoy this on feet. Much love, okay? Peace.
BLACCMASS, always dipping traffic. 2 kids automatic. Hit the strip club tragic. 2 bras going at it. Me and John going crazy. Me and Jake going crazy. Smashing off your old lady. Everything going crazy. Kill the beat, more stars. Pull up with the spark, hit you in the dark. Stay out the park when you doing sharks. I'm gonna call that Tony Stark because I'm that smart. 106 the park like I'm in my yard. The motherfucking camera time. I need family time. I need to go see Uncle John in Atlanta time.
Made 100 racks, I can't lie. All the 8-ball, I wanna step my money up to the sky, like the Great Wall. And my niggas know I'm from the 3, like I'm Chris Paul. And my niggas know I'm from the 3, like I'm Chris Paul. Police on my ass, think I'm high. White folk wanna tell you what I got. I got guns and dope at my spot.
Going hard for you. I just going hard for you. You been working hard, you going hard for you. Yeah, you been going hard for you. Brazil.